Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Compensation and Benefits Management online class. So, in the last three sessions, okay, so if you can recall, we had a discussion on chapter number one, a pay model. First part of the chapter focused on some basic concepts of compensation, definitions of compensation, components of compensation. Okay, whereas the second half of the chapter, we learned what a pay model is. And then in the third session, okay, we attended a webinar from Associate Vice President of ADP India, which is a payroll company and whose clients are multinational giants like Visa. Okay, so I hope the foundation of the course is good, and I believe that in the upcoming sessions, okay, we'll add more value. So in today's session, we are going to make a beginning to chapter number 2. Okay, before we make a beginning to chapter number 2, okay, let's have a small discussion on this news, which is related to compensation and benefits management. News is from Times of India. Okay, I hope you can view the image, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The news is from Times of India, September 7, yesterday's newspaper. Okay, from Times Business Column. SBI moves VRS. VRS is a voluntary retirement scheme. So SBI moves VRS to optimize costs. 30,000 employees eligible. In a bid to optimize its costs, the State Bank of India has planned a voluntary retirement scheme under which about 30,190 employees are eligible. The total employee strength of country's largest lender stood at 2.49 lakh at the end of March 2020 as compared to 2.57 lakh a year ago. Okay. So I would like to read a paragraph from here. The total net savings for the bank would be if all the 30,190 eligible employees take VRS, voluntary retirement scheme, then what would be the total savings? The total net savings for the bank would be 1,662.9 crore rupees. I'm sorry, it's not all 30,190. Pay attention. Just if 30% of 30,190 employees take VRS, if they retire voluntarily, how much SBI, State Bank of India, can save? The total net savings for the bank would be 1,662.9 crore rupees if 30% of eligible employees opt for retirement under the scheme, as per estimates based on July 2020 salary, it said. The staff member whose request for retirement under VRS is accepted will be paid an ex gratia amounting 50% of salary for the residual period of service up to the date of superannuation. Okay, till the retirement it is. Subject to a maximum of 18 months last drawn salary, it said. Okay, so if you can recall our definition of compensation from manager's point of view. Okay, what it said. Okay, it's a major source of expense or the major expenditure for the company. So when we say major expenditure, you can just understand 30% of, okay, 30,190 means approximately let us consider, okay, 10,000 employee. If they take VRS, voluntary retirement, the bank would save 1,662.9 crore rupees in terms of salary payment. Okay. See, the news will not be directly defined under category subject compensation and benefits management, retailing management. No, you have to read and try to understand to which subject the news is related. Okay, so that was just the beginning so that you can keep up to date with respect to the subject even from media. So now I'm going to make a beginning to chapter number 2. If you have any, want to have any discussion regarding this news article, we'll do it at the end of the session. Okay, so I hope you can see the PowerPoint slides. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So okay. So in Unit 1, chapter number 2, the title is strategy, the totality of decisions. Okay. So I hope if you remember what is a strategy, it is the action plan to achieve a goal. So I repeat, strategy is an action plan to achieve a goal. So when I say goal here, I'm talking about objectives. If you can recall the pay model, 3 building blocks of the pay model. First one, objective, second, policies, and third, techniques. So I'm talking about those objectives. So strategy to help the company, help achieve the company objectives. What are they? Efficiency, fairness, and compliance. But okay. Then the totality of decisions, when we say the decisions that are taken with respect to objectives of the compensation, and the decisions taken with respect to 4 policy choices: internal alignment, external competitiveness, employee contribution, and management of the pay system. So all the decisions taken together, okay, put together, it becomes compensation strategy of a company. Okay, so I hope it was like a curtain raiser to understand the title of the chapter. But anyway, the same thing we are going to learn in detail in coming slides. Okay, and during the class, if you are not getting the visuals, okay, if you lose the audio, okay, CRs, Sharan and Prema can inform me, okay, through a message in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so what are we going to learn in this second chapter? Strategic choices a company can have. Okay, we are going to understand that the compensation strategy should support business strategy. So definitely we'll learn what is the compensation strategy. So in the first year of your MBA, you have already learned what is the business strategy in different subjects, including marketing as well as in strategic management. And third topic in the chapter is the pay model, how the pay model guides strategic pay decisions. And finally, developing a total compensation strategy. So how a strategy is developed, okay, in 4 steps. So let's make a beginning. The first part of the topic deals with the strategic choices. Strategy refers to the fundamental directions that an organization chooses, in which direction the company wants to go, what the company wants to achieve. So strategy refers to that action plan. So the strategies are designed at 3 levels. Again, if you can recall, I told you in the morning class, okay, though it was retailing management, all the subjects you study in MBA are interrelated. When a chief executive officer or a managing director or a group chairman makes a decision, okay, a variety of factors are taken into account, and they are nothing but those subjects. Okay, so in semester 1 marketing management, okay, strategic planning. Okay, so we learned the strategic planning happens at the corporate level. I took the example of Tata group of companies. Okay, so we call it a conglomerate. So Tata group of company, Tata group, okay, will have a vision, okay, where it wants to reach on a specified, by a specified time. Then strategy will be at the business unit level. So Tata is a conglomerate, it's a group of companies. It has separate subsidiaries, okay, or strategic business units like Tata Steel, Tata Motors, Tata Consultancy Services. Okay, these are some of the examples of business units which are referred to as strategic business units. So each strategic business unit, for example, like Tata Motors will have its separate vision, but its vision will be in line with the Tata Group vision. So all the visions of individual strategic business units like Tata Motors, Tata Steel, Tata Consultancy Services, and remaining all put together help achieve the corporate level strategy. So the business unit strategies are aligned along the corporate strategies or business unit level strategies. Okay, support the corporate strategy. Then within a corporate or within a business unit level, let's say Tata Motors, for example. So Tata Motors will have different functions like operations, design, supply chain, human resources management, financial management, marketing and sales. Okay. So these are different functions. Again, at each functional level, say for example, in marketing. Okay. So what should be the marketing strategy of Tata Motors? How it should be different from its competitors. So the strategy is designed at three levels: corporate level, Tata Group, business unit level, for example, Tata Motors, functional level, say for example, marketing level. So this is the same example which I took in MBA semester 1. Okay. So things will never change. Please remember. Okay. So the basics or fundamentals of management remain the same. Then corporate level, okay, the question a company should ask is what businesses should we be in? Okay, so whatever businesses Tata Group is into now, it is a strategic decision. So a decision was made with respect to in which business Tata Group should enter into and in which business they should not enter into. Then business unit level, as I said, Tata Motors level or Tata Consultancy Services level, how to gain and sustain competitive advantage. Okay, so Tata Motors, not now, but early in the beginning of its okay company, it was popular for diesel cars. Okay, so where the Maruti sold petrol cars, okay, Maruti petrol cars were very popular. Tata's diesel cars were popular. So that way, then at the functional level, how should total compensation? Now we are coming to one function which is related to human resource management. So compensation is part of human resource management or HR policy. So at the functional level, the company should ask how should a total compensation help gain and sustain competitive advantage. Okay. So in this way, okay, a strategy is defined in the context of compensation and benefits management. Okay, so this is only a beginning to make you understand the process and the concepts. So I have an illustration of all this. So how a company sets it, compensation strategy, and how it supports, okay, the business strategy. A strategic perspective focuses on those compensation choices that help the organization gain and sustain competitive advantage. So remember one thing, when we say a company has a competitive advantage, okay, say for example, Domino's Pizza has a competitive advantage over Pizza Hut. How? 80% of Domino's Pizza sales come from, okay, phone orders. Accordingly, it has designed its supply chain. And when it comes to Pizza Hut, 80% of their sales comes in from the restaurants to which customers walk in. Okay. So what it says, a strategic perspective focuses on those compensation choices that help the organization gain and sustain competitive advantage. So how Domino's will design its pay system and how Pizza Hut will, okay, design its pay system. So if you consider Pizza Hut, since a majority of the sales comes from walk-in customers to the restaurants, okay, so customer satisfaction is very important aspect. So the chefs, those who prepare the pizzas or those who deliver the pizzas, okay, those who help maintain cleanliness in the restaurant. Okay, so if they work hard and if they try to satisfy the customers to a greater extent, the percentage of customers who make a repeat visit to the restaurant increases, and that is how the company makes sales. So the pay system of Pizza Hut can be designed in a way for pay for performance. Okay, higher the performance of the employees in the restaurant, higher the pay they will receive. And in case of Domino's, since majority of the sales comes from home deliveries, okay. So and pizza Domino's also promises that if the pizza is not delivered within 30 minutes, okay, it doesn't charge. Okay, so that way Domino's can develop its pay system, okay, to encourage the delivery boys to deliver, make a safe and on-time delivery. Okay, so their performance can be measured based on the number of deliveries they made in each month or each appraisal period. So accordingly, Domino's can design its pay system. So that's how we say a strategic perspective focuses on those compensation choices that help the organization gain and sustain competitive advantage. And compensation strategy. So we have not yet arrived at compensation strategy. Okay, so it's like a curtain raiser. Compensation strategy must support business strategy. Okay, I gave an example, but anyway, I'll give few more examples. Pay systems should align with the organization's business strategy. It's not that any amount is paid as a salary to any employee in the organization. See, the reason is when we say the organization has performed well, what does it mean? It means the employees of the organization have performed well. So be it research and design function, be it marketing and sales, okay, be it customer satisfaction, be it achieving productivity, cost savings. See, dear students, please try to understand it is all done by employees. It's all done by employees. And definitely employees work for a compensation or a salary. So that's why the pay system should align with the organization's business strategy. The pay system or the compensation strategy should be designed in such a way which motivates the employees, okay, or which influences the employees to work towards achieving the organization goal. Okay, that's how pay system should be aligned with the organization's business strategy. And compensation systems can be tailored to, means customized to innovator business strategy. Okay, if the business is differentiating itself by way of innovations, like Apple, for example, or Medtronic also, I will tell you what, okay, this company Medtronic is. We might be using many products of the companies, but only thing we are not aware. Cost cutter business strategy. So Walmart, if you consider, it is one among the organizations, okay, which is very keen on cost cutting. And also remember, Walmart is world's largest organization in Fortune 500 list. And compensation system can be also tailored to customer focused business strategy. So when business strategy change, definitely yes, pay system should also change. Okay, there is no doubt about it. But let us see how compensation systems can be tailored to these three strategies: innovator business strategy, cost cutter business strategy, and customer focused business strategy. Means how the pay system can be designed in a way to encourage employees to innovate, or encourage employees to reduce cost, or encourage employees to focus on customers. Okay, so if you look at this exhibit 2.3, tailor the compensation system to the strategy. So if you look here, so along the row, okay, so in this column I have strategies, the three strategies: innovator, cost cutter, and customer focused. Okay, and these are the tailored compensation. Okay, this is the business response, what is expected or desired, and how HR program should align its strategy according to the main business strategy. And then compensation system, how the compensation system, okay, should support business strategy. So means what kind of a compensation system should be designed. So let us consider the first strategy, innovator. Okay, the business strategy of the company is to be innovative, like Apple. If you know, it keeps on coming out with new products frequently. So innovator strategy focuses on increased product complexity and shorten product life cycle. The business response expected is product leadership. See, the best example, Apple. It always has that product leadership in the market. Shift to mass customization or reduce the cycle time. Okay, so you can remember the operating cycle in corporate finance. I'm talking about that cycle only. Okay, cycle time. Reduce the cycle time so that the product life cycle can be reduced. How HR program can align itself to this business strategy? Committed to agile, risk-taking, innovative people. So as I mentioned, this innovation or the product leadership, mass customization or reducing cycle time is performed by or achieved by employees only. Okay, not by the organization itself. So the HR program should be aligned in recruiting people who are agile, means who are fast, risk-taking and innovative kind of a people. HR program should align. Now, what kind of a compensation should be paid to these people? These kind of people reward innovation in products and processes. Okay, so every time, okay, the environment should be innovative. Okay, provide opportunities to innovate, and when employees innovate something, okay, there should be a reward system. Market-based pay means looking at the external competitiveness. Okay, what the competitors are paying, okay, more or less same or higher, slightly higher than that, so that the company can retain its talent. Then flexibility, generic job descriptions. Okay, so in a innovative environment, you cannot fix the responsibilities of a employee and make him or her rigid. In that case, okay, the flexibility is affected, and flexibility is a must for innovation. So keep the job profile flexible. Okay, and the performance of this can be measured and the employees can be paid. So this is one example based on how, okay, the business strategy, the compensation system can be tailored or adjusted or aligned. Okay, so we are going to consider this later. Okay, cost cutter. Okay, or let us say we'll consider them. Cost cutter strategy. Okay, so as I said, example Walmart. Focus on efficiency. Okay, means do more with, perform better with same resources or lesser resources. So the business response expected from the employees is operational excellence, means increase in productivity. Achieving efficiency. Efficiency is, okay, producing same number of units, okay, in a lesser time, or producing more number of units in the same time. Okay, or instead of time, even other resources can be considered. Pursue cost-effective solutions so that the company can reduce cost or cut cost and be the leader in the market. See, Walmart is the global market leader. Please remember. Then how the HR program should be aligned. It should hire those kind of employees who can do more with less. Then what type of compensation can be paid to these kind of employees? Focus on competitors' labor costs. Accordingly, align your compensation. Increase the variable pay. Okay, so the more you save, the more you earn. Then emphasize productivity. So as I said, okay, and focus on system control and work specification. So the compensation system can be aligned in this way. In that case, each and every employee, okay, will be motivated to save cost in the organization. Okay, and with respect to Walmart, not only the compensation system, even the culture of Walmart is, okay, in a way which motivates an employee to save cost. I'll give a small example. See, you know, photocopier machines, whom we generally refer to as Xerox machines. Okay, so in most of the Walmart stores and corporate offices, okay, photocopy machines are kept, and there is a mug, M-U-G. There is a mug kept, okay, on each of the photocopier machines. Say, for example, if an employee has to take a photocopy for personal use, personal documents, instead of going out and wasting time, he or she can take photocopy using the company photocopier machine. But he or she has to put the charges into that mug so that that cost should not be passed on to customer. Even the company is, okay, so sensitive. and its employees are also being sensitized. The third business strategy can be customer focused, means increase customer expectation and satisfy those expectations. So what kind of business response is expected from the employees? Deliver solutions to customers, speed to market, the speed of bringing products to market. So what kind of employees are required for such a job? Those kind of employees who can delight customer, exceed expectations. Those kind of employees who can satisfy customer and exceed customer expectations. Now, what kind of a compensation system can motivate these employees to help achieve business strategy? That is customer satisfaction incentive. I had given this example in previous case also in the retail stores. Okay, customer service associates who will be standing, and if you want to know, if you want to have any information, you are not finding a product, or if you have any other kind of problem, they will come and assist you and help you. So, and even in KFC, McDonald's, when you go, they attend to you. Okay, so incentives can be aligned along the customer satisfaction levels, value of the job and skills. Okay, value of job and skill based on customer contact can be considered in designing the pay system. See, those who have noticed, okay, when you visit Domino's Pizza, KFC, McDonald's, please look at the employee shoulder. Okay, near the shoulder, they'll be wearing some stars. And those stars are given based on their weekly performance or monthly performance in terms of customer satisfaction. And they don't only earn that badge, it is called as a badge. Okay, they don't only earn that badge, but they also earn incentives based on the customer satisfaction levels. So this is one of the most important slides in the chapter. Okay, so that's why it took time to make you understand how compensation system can be tailored to the business strategy. Okay, so I'll attend to your questions. Okay, if you have any. Okay, then the 5 strategic guidelines for compensation choices. As I said, the chapter strategy. Okay, title of the chapter, if you can recall, the totality of the decisions. Strategy, when I say compensation strategy, the totality of the decisions. So when we say the total decisions taken by a company, total decisions taken by a company with respect to objectives and policies, building blocks of a pay model. So all the decisions taken with respect to objectives, internal alignment, external competitiveness, employee contributions, and management put together, okay, becomes a compensation strategy of an company. Okay, so please remember. And why the compensation strategy should support business strategy? Say for example, if Walmart's strategy is cost cutting, okay, in that case, who will help the company to reduce cost or cut cost? Try to understand it. Not the company doesn't do it on its own. It is the employees who help reduce the cost. And for what employees work? Employees work for salary or compensation. So you design the compensation system in such a way which motivates the employees or which influences the employees to save cost. Only then the business strategy can be achieved. That is the reason why the compensation strategy should support business strategy. So I hope at this point in time you are clear with what is the compensation strategy, what is the business strategy, and why compensation strategy should support business strategy. Okay. Yeah, we were here. The pay model guides strategic pay decisions. So we have already learned what is the pay model. Okay. And the pay model guides the strategic pay decisions. Yeah, 1 minute, excuse me. Okay. Decisions based on the five strategic compensation choices of the pay model, that is objectives, internal alignment, external competitiveness, then employee contributions and management. The decisions based on these five strategic compensation choices of the pay model taken together form a pattern that becomes an organization's compensation strategy. I already mentioned it. Now, when we understand what a compensation strategy is, at the same time, we also need to understand about, okay, how do organizations design their pay systems. Okay, see, there are many small scale and medium scale organizations, okay, who do not have a written compensation system. Most of the time, the compensation system deals with the total cost of the company or to comply with the laws and regulations related to the pay system, but not to support the business strategy. Okay, whether it is stated means written. Sorry, stated means written, unstated means unwritten. Whether it is stated or unstated, okay, okay, in both the cases, any organization will have its own compensation strategy. But if it is written, if it is stated, okay, it is more easier to control or it is more easier to manage because so in the policy building block of the pay model, the last choice is the management of the pay system. If the pay system or compensation strategy is not in writing, it becomes difficult to control or manage. Okay, now before I go ahead and give you an illustration of the same, whatever we learned so far with one real life example. So I would like to go for a interaction. So any student who are finding it difficult in any part of the chapter so far, please ask your question and clarify. If you have a question, unmute your audio, ask the question, and then mute your audio again. As the session is open for interaction now. See, students, please do not remain silent. Okay, I told you the session is being recorded. 5 minutes, I don't want to leave it in silent mode. Yes, any difficulties, any confusions, any questions, or would you like to
Excuse
add
me,
any
sir.
information? Yes, who is it? Ashutosh?
Ashutosh. Yes, sir.
Yeah, please tell.
So can you go that Taylor's information slide? That-
This one?
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Sir, in this, as per you said that like into the second one, cost cutter focus of on efficiency.
okay.
Sir, here as you talk on the printing machine, you were saying something about like mug.
You did not hear it, or is there a question related to that?
Questions are related. Sir, is it compulsory in every organization they charge over there?
No, no. See, try to understand, dear. Try to understand. Okay. It is not compulsory. We are talking
Yes,
about
sir.
a culture of cost saving, how it is, okay, embedded into the organization by the head of management of a Walmart. Okay, it means when an
Yes, sir.
employee takes a photocopy for personal use, okay, he is reminded that that cost will be passed on to the customer. And the strategy or objective of the organization is cost cutting. Means Walmart is a retailer. I hope you are aware. Okay,
Yes, sir.
they buy from suppliers and they sell it to their customers for a margin. And if the company can
Yes, sir.
reduce the cost, company's margins can be higher, as well as the
Yes, sir.
company can sell the merchandise at a lower price to customers. And that is
Yes,
the
sir.
business strategy of Walmart. They say, okay, lower prices always. This is the tagline of Walmart. So just to emphasize that fact, okay, so that the employee should remember this kind of a culture is initiated in Walmart. Okay,
Yes, sir.
it is not a rule.
So,
One more
but we
information.
can use it
Yes,
for official purpose.
Sorry.
You can use it for official purposes.
The money is he will be registry. He will maintain how many photocopies are taken and as per the market rate how much he paid, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is a source of earning for the company, not exactly earning, but otherwise that cost would have been passed on to the customer. Please remember, any cost incurred in manufacturing and selling a product or in providing a service to the customer, all the costs including taxes are passed on to customer. You should know this.
Yes, sir.
So the company strategy is low prices and higher demand. So how it can achieve that? By way of cost cutting.
Cost cutting. Yes, sir. Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
good. So next question. Okay, then so I will end meeting. I'll send the link to second meeting. So please join within 5 minutes. Sorry, 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.